All right, let's talk about a concept you probably think you know inside and out: mindset. But we're going to look at it through a totally different lens: how it operates on a huge scale, actually shaping the entire culture of the places we work. So here's where we're headed today. We'll start with the basics, then we're going to bust some major myths about mindset. From there, we'll zoom out and see how entire companies can have a mindset, what that creates, and this is the big one, the powerful role you play in all of it. Okay, so let's start on some familiar ground, right? Most of us got introduced to the whole idea of mindset in a very specific and kind of simple way. Yeah, this question, we've all been asked it. It's like you have to pick a side: fixed or growth, and that's you for life. It almost feels like a personality test you can't escape. But as we're about to see, this simple question misses the real story entirely. So this is the popular take, you know? The fixed mindset is that voice that says, some people are just natural artists, or I'm just not a numbers person. It's the idea that your talents are carved in stone. The growth mindset, on the other hand, says, hey, we can all get better at things with good strategies and support. But here's the thing. According to mindset expert Dr. Mary Murphy, asking which one are you is built on a foundation of myths that are really holding us back from understanding what mindset actually is. And she points out this incredible irony. Forcing people to choose one or the other, to put themselves in a box, is a very, very fixed way of thinking about this whole concept. It's a total paradox. Okay, so let's break down the three biggest myths, one by one. This is where our understanding of mindset is about to get a whole lot bigger. First up, this idea that it's an either-or choice, it's just not true. The reality is that mindset is a spectrum. We all have access to both, and the situation we're in, our environment, is what pushes us one way or the other. Second myth, that mindset is just this private, personal thing happening between your ears. Nope. It's actually incredibly social. The culture around you, at home, on your team, at your company, can literally trigger a fixed or growth mindset in you. And number three, this one is a big one. It's not just about trying harder. That can actually be terrible advice. A real growth mindset is about effective effort. That means working smart, asking for help, changing your strategy when something isn't working. That's what leads to actual progress. Okay, so if our environment is so important, what about the one place a lot of us spend most of our waking hours? Our workplace. This is where the whole idea of mindset just explodes in scale and importance. And that brings us to this massive idea, an organizational mindset. It's the shared belief inside a company, the thing that's in the water, about whether a talent is something you have to find or something you can grow. And this one core belief, it literally splits companies into two completely different camps. One becomes obsessed with finding rock stars, naturals. The other focuses on developing the potential that's already there in everyone. And to really see the difference this makes, you gotta hear the story from Dr. Murphy's own experience. It's actually what sparked her entire life's work on this topic. So in one of her PhD seminars, the vibe was what she calls a culture of genius. It was competitive, sharp-elbowed. A student presented his work, and the professors basically competed to be the one to find the fatal flaw. It absolutely crushed him. He questioned if he even belonged there. But then, just 2 weeks later, he was in a different seminar, a totally different world. The feedback was just as tough, just as critical, but the goal was to build him up, not tear him down. He left that room feeling energized, excited to make his work better. It was the same person, same work, but two totally different cultures. And look, this isn't just about a couple of stories that feel different. There is hard data that shows how an organization's mindset has a real, measurable impact on its people and its bottom line. Researchers went all in on this. They analyzed mission statements from Fortune 500 companies, they ran experiments, they surveyed hundreds of employees across major corporations. And the results, as you can see, pointed in the exact same direction, over and over again. And what they found was pretty stark. When employees felt they were in a fixed mindset company, they reported way less collaboration, less innovation, and, get this, less integrity. We're talking more cheating, more cutting corners, more unethical behavior. And there's another really damaging side effect to these cultures of genius. They tend to rely on a super narrow and often biased idea of what talent even looks like. I mean, think about it. Dr. Murphy says if you Google genius, who do you see? It's overwhelmingly white guys. And that harmful prototype can sideline amazing people who just don't fit the mold. Okay, so after all that, you might be thinking, well, what can I do about this? And here's the most powerful takeaway of all. Changing the culture doesn't just happen from the top down. It happens in the day-to-day. And you can start small. That tough project, frame it as a chance to learn something new. When you give feedback, go beyond great job and explain why it was great. Make it okay to talk about mistakes as learning moments. And maybe even find a few allies and form a little growth mindset pod to back each other up. Because at the end of the day, the truth is, every single interaction you have, every piece of feedback you give, every question you ask, it all adds up. It helps build the culture around you. That makes every single one of us a culture creator. So I want to leave you with this question. You don't have to fix the whole company overnight, but what's one conversation, just one, that you can have this week that starts to nudge your little corner of the world towards a culture of growth?